organizes and gets the testers to come in and arranges all of that material for everyone. So again, that's a big accomplishment for our school. And I think if I could bring up Matthew for a moment to share a little bit and talk about what my notes out on the AP school.
Mr. Miller, shoot that microphone real quick to see that. I heard there was no audio coming through on the live.
Yeah, we've got that corrected.
Better?
I want to take the opportunity to share with you some of the behind the scenes work on our AP scores, and more importantly, the work we're doing to actually transform advanced placement opportunities for our students. So Mr. Miller has shared a little bit of our AP scores, and I believe Dr. Adams made it to some more specifics about our pass rates. And as you know, pass rates are an indicator of success, but they don't tell the whole picture. For example, they don't tell you that Mrs. Klusmeyer has flipped her classroom teaching. She ends up staying after school most days, recording videos of instruction. The reason we need these videos are for students to allow them to be able to take Calc, AB, or PC as times that fit into their schedule. We can only offer it during one period, but a lot of times our kids can't go during the period. So she ends up having calculus students in her room almost every period of the day, independently studying, because she makes those rules. If she didn't do this, many of our calculus students would not be able to take the class because we can only offer it once a day. They also don't tell you that 60% of Lincoln juniors and seniors are enrolled in course this year. 60%. The numbers were about the same as they were last year as well. Typically, when you look at AP English scores, you're looking at your top 10 to 20% graduates. That's not the case here at Lincoln. The vast majority of our kids take advanced placement classes, specifically in English. They also don't tell you that we're an open door enrollment program, which means we don't gatekeep anything. We have students with exceptional needs in our AP classes. These students are learning right alongside everyone else. This year, 15% of my AP Lang class receives special education services. Our school's percentage of students with disabilities is hovering at 12%. So we have a higher percentage population in my room during AP courses than the two actually in school, which is again unheard of. An AP course, regardless of exam score, so a lot of these kids don't get, they might get 2 or they can get 1. But taking those AP courses have been shown to be beneficial for students because of college readiness. For example, 55% of our current seniors took AP language and composition last year's juniors. Of those students who took it, 89% met or exceeded the SAT cutoff score last year for English. That's huge. We are absolutely proud of our exam scores. But Ms. Klusmeyer, Mr. Hudson, Mr. Sinix, Mr. Hodge, Mr. Cox, and myself are more proud of our students as people and our ability to provide them opportunities they would not have had, which is great things are happening at high school, and they encourage you to come in some time.
Ms. Sharp, presentation.
We plan on doing great things, making things great, and making it for the best school in the area. Take a minute, slide it over here, that I can actually see the screen, so I know what I'm talking about here in just a second. I'm going to echo a lot of the things that Ms. Carlock just says. 18 things here in a minute. Mr. Hancock. All right. First thing we're going to look at, and usually at this time of the year, we always talk about.
Can you zoom that in?
Scores, we look at our SAT scores, and we look at our AP scores, and we try to compare them the best we can, because we know, especially on iLearn, They go up and down and up and down and up and down, but a good comparison for us, and we'll see that here in a little bit whenever we compare them to the corporations around us. We always look at the same between corporations. For those of you that have been to a lot of these meetings, you've heard me do this. We look at every school corporation in Washington County, in Orange County, in Scott County, in Clark County, in Harrison County, in Perry County, in Crawford County. So there's 20 of them, including us. And so we can look at where we rank at. Knowing you can't really go by pass rates because tests change and everything else. And so a 35% pass rate this year and a 35% pass rate next year may not be equivalent. What is equivalent, though, is where we fit in that subgroup that we always look at for us. The first one we're going to look at here is our SAT scores for last year. These are the kids that were juniors last year, seniors this year. The state of Indiana now has every junior taking the SAT. So when we were growing up, some people took it, some people didn't. When we went to college, we took it. Now everybody did. Where we line up, and I think Gordon intended to cheat. Because when you look at all of those school corporations, and I'll scroll down all the way to West Washington, in English, we beat everybody but Gordon. Of those 20, they're the ones that got us. And it's barely. It is barely. And it's the stuff that she was talking about, the hard work. We are pushing and pushing and pushing at the high school level. And since I've been here, this is my 5th year here, and the first 3 was solely in the high school. What I've heard from our teachers over and over and over, we need to increase our rate. We need to increase our rate. Our kids need to be pushed. And you see the outcomes. You see the things, and that's why we've got Ms. Garlock working across the board. K-12 on writing. Because what she gets out of people in writing is phenomenal. And the principals can be taken all the way down to kindergarten. So we saw that. We got this year 98.6% pass rate on I-read. Last year we were 98.2, I think, 0.1. Each year, one kid didn't pass. That's still too many. We want everybody to pass. That's one kid. Correlation to our high learning scores is not there. We know a big part of it is writing. Our kids learn to read at that base third grade level. But then moving forward is where we hit a little snag in writing. We'll hit that there. But on SAT, math, no corporation in our area beat us in math. We had a 39.4% pass rate. Last year was 28.1. The English last year was 56.1. This year was 62.1. And in both, in the combined, we are 36.4%. All of our kids that took it hit the mark. And I'll scroll down so you can see what those that scroll. No other corporation was in the 30s. We were 2 of 20, 1 of 20, and 1 of 20. And that comes pushing and pushing and pushing and getting the most out of our kids. And like I said, since I've been here, our community student high school people, I'm going to be honest with you, at the point there were times, come on, but it pays off and it shows. And so I'm so proud of our kids and our teachers on the SAT last year. I haven't gone through and looked at where that place is in the state, but it's probably pretty darn high. Another area is we'll get to that. Hey, Mr. Hancock, quick question for you.
Shoot.
All right. So now looking at some AP data. And up here I've got 22, 23, 23, 24, and then really nothing for 24, 25, except for what Ms. Garlock was talking about, this number here. We have pushed our kids and increased the number of tests that we take. We've increased the number of courses that we offer. We have partnered with AP TIP. I don't know if this year we are, but last year we were the smallest school in the state of Indiana, partnered with AP TIP. I think at least one spot for the 2 smallest. Those efforts have paid off. If you look at where we are, we got a 67% pass rate, 34%, 33, 11, 25, 80, 65.4. We've got a lot more kids though getting 3s, 4s, and 5s than we have in the past. and our teachers are working their tail off, they're working with AP Tip. What we can compare to, it's more difficult pulling AP data. It's not coming from the state, so there's a lag in years. But if we look at our neighbors in the county, percent of percent of graduates passing at least one AP exam. Lanesville, 22% of our graduates get a 3 or higher on at least one AP exam. Look at our neighbors in the county. North Harrison, 3.8%. This is 21-22. South Harrison, 6.9%. We had 13 kids. South Harrison School Corporation is not just coordinated in South Central Anglewood. We had 13 kids get at least a 3 or 4. They had 14. If we look at percent of graduates taking at least one AP exam, and this is what Ms. Garlock was talking about. In 21-22, we had 61%. We had more kids in the raw taking at least one AP exam than either of our two much larger neighbors in this county. If you drop down to 2021, we had 22.6% of graduates pass at least one. We more than doubled anybody in the county. If you look at percent of graduates taking at least one AP exam, we were 50.9%, so still right there at 60. The closest to us was 21%. And when we talk about increased rigor, this is what we're talking about. We're asking a lot for our kids, and they are performing. And that's what we always say in education. Push them, you raise your expectations for them, they will raise their expectations for themselves. So I just wanted to show you real quick SAT and AP scores. Now I'm going to look at some ILR scores, grades 3 through 8. And then we'll look at some historical data. We've got, and again, the same corporations, same 20, including us. Grades 3, ELA, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we'll go all the way through. The top is us. And so Lanesville, grade 3 ELA, 44.3% pass rate. Last year, the year before, was 35.8. What you see in the yellow are the corporations whose pass rate was higher than ours. If you notice on the SAT, Fort Henryville was higher than us in the English of the SAT. Here, everybody that you see in yellow had a higher pass rate than we did. And so if you look all the way through ELA, and then down at the bottom, this is where we rank. Third grade, we were 5th out of 20. Fourth grade, we were 12th out of 20. Fifth grade, we were 7th out of 20. Sixth grade, we were 9th out of 20. Seventh grade, we were 7th out of 20. Eighth grade, we were 10th out of 20. And the average for the entire corporation was 9th out of 20. A lot of those were right there. When we looked at our SAT and our AP scores, we were sitting at the very, very top. Right now, we're sitting at the in the ELA here. And that's why we put such a focus on writing for the last 2 years, because we know we've got phenomenal IRE pass rates. We're average at best on ELA, on the ISTEM. I don't know. Like everybody sitting in here might get it. Average is not good enough for my children. Average is not good enough for your children. We're working our tail off to get that better. The red, this is the one that upsets me maybe the most. But I know, and I think personally that I have to help spearhead to do better. The red, we are below the state average in these areas. That's everybody. That's your inner city, that's your rural poverty. We're below the state average in those areas. As we come over, and then I can break these down also. This is our ELA paid, free and reduced, sped population, and our gen ed population. I'm just combining them in the county, but you can see where we fall there. We're going to move now over to math. And so math, grade 3, 72.9%. Grade 4, 40.4%. Grade 5, 44.6%. Grade 6, 44.6%. Grade 7, 66.7%. Ms. Brown in here, our junior high math smoked it You'll see that here in a minute. Absolutely smoked it. And Miss Brown, if you kids ever had Miss Brown, you're lucky because year after year she gets the same results. 52.2, and then our average is 53.7. And all the red, all the yellow are the ones that did better than us. So you go through, we've got big blocks there. We've got one grade level below the state average. And if you look at third grade, we were second out of 20 in that group. Fourth grade, we were 16 out of 20. Fifth grade, we were tied for 9th out of 20. Sixth grade, 8th out of 20. Seventh grade, beat them all. Eighth grade, somebody snuck in. And then we were average in math overall, second out of 20. We were brought up real big by here. So what we've done over the last 2 years, starting last year, seeing this, knowing, and it's hard for elementary teachers sometimes because you're not a math teacher typically, or an English teacher, or a science teacher. So we put a lot of emphasis over the last couple of years getting these people that are math teachers and that are English teachers in with our elementary to work on strategies, to work on tips, to work on writing, to work on math across the curriculum to help improve some of this. And like I said, the percentage of pass rates are going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. Everybody's probably will because the test changes every year. What you really focus on is where you fit amongst your groups. And these, some of these are smaller than us, who go down to Canada. Some of them are larger than us, who all be Floyd. Sometimes we beat the heck out of the big girls. Sometimes we don't. But these are our subjects. These are the ones that are close to us. If you look at paid, free, reduced, SPED, and Gen Ed, I've got those numbers again for the county. If you look and combine the both, slide up here. So 42.9% of third graders have both sections, mid-test score in both sections. Fourth grade, 26.9, fifth grade, 30.4, sixth grade, 30.8, seventh grade, 38.5, eighth grade, 32.6. And again, like we talked about those numbers, the pass rate. Each test is different, each grade level is different. So you can look at it here. 38.5. That's not much different than 30.8, but it is. You can see it because of all the yellow vectors. So when we go down to where does that meet with our peers? Third grade, 5th out of 20. Fourth grade, 17th out of 20. Fifth grade, 10th out of 20. Sixth grade, 8th out of 20. Seventh grade, 1st out of 20. And eighth grade, 6th out of 20. Corporation average, 7th out of 20. The red is where we are below the state average. So keep those numbers in mind as we transition to the next slide. And what you're looking at here are trends over the last 4 years, and really the COVID year is a good reset where we sit. And you can go through all these, but what you really need to look at here is just look at these averages. The lower the average, the better. And so if your average is 2, that means you're averaging over those 4 years, second out of 20. You can see our average overall as a corporation in ELA for those 4 years. In the 2021 school year, 5.33 out of the 20. Then 8.33, 6.33, and then 8.33 again. Sometimes you have that, where you have that up and down and up and down, and you kind of expect that. What you really want to see is a constant growth, a constant moving in the right direction, a constant going from 3.3 to 2.8 to whatever. What you don't want to see is a constant decline. You don't want to see it going from 4, 4.6, 7, because that means it's not. There's a significant issue that we have to address if you see that. If we look at our elementary averages, 5.75, 7.25, 6.5, and 8.25. So you see kind of that up and down, up and down. Same thing with the junior. 4.5, 10.5, 6, and 8.5. Again, this is TLA. And that's where they stack in that group of 20. Slide this over. where really need to look on the next. Let's look at math. 2021, 22, 23, 24. You can look at all the individual grades where they get each year, and if you have to, you can follow down on the diagonal, grade by grade. But again, we're going to focus right here. The average for the corporation, 4, 5.16, 5.5, 6.33. That is the opposite of what we want to see. It's statement, which is not what you want to see at all. When you look at our elementary average, 5.5, 6, 6.25, 8.75. Again, that's that steady decline we do not want to see at all. And we're going to work diligently to fix. If you look at the junior high, the first 3.5, then up to 4, and now going back down to 2. Those are things you kind of expect. You bounce just a little bit here, there, and everywhere. You really want to see a nice steady decline on that number. And if you move to the average overall, again, you can see all the grade levels. 6 out of 20 and 70, you can follow those down. But then let's look at the averages on the end again. So passing both the English and the math portions. Corporation. 2021, we were 4.66, 5.83, 6.16, 7.83. Elementary, there is that steady incline again. 6 and 6.25, 6.75, and 10. Junior high, 2 and 5, and you're working your way back down, 4 and 3.5. Honestly, for us, I anticipated seeing a jump here because unlike most places, 20 and 21 next school year, we were in school more than anybody else. So you kind of expect we're going to score a little bit better that year, and maybe a little bump, but then what you anticipate is moving back down, which is what you see here. You see that little bump, and then we're still working towards being the best. This isn't what we want to see, that steady incline. Now, to be completely honest with you, that falls on us. That doesn't fall on the teachers at the elementary level. That falls on us. Because for years, we have not had anything in place to help support them, to help guide them. Everybody comes in and they've been kind of doing their own thing. And there's some, between grade levels, some cooperation. We have fantastic teachers. I would put our teachers up against anybody. They can teach circles around anybody. They didn't know what to teach. They didn't know how to teach it. They didn't know how to connect it to the next grade level and the one below. A lot of that is us. So that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're getting done. Some of you are here today because you're upset because recess got changed, because lunch got changed. That's okay. My main concern is the academic success. All the changes that you saw are to help fix this. My kid's here and your kid's here. And being average for my kid and your kid is not good enough. If you're not happy with it, I will talk to you, every last one of you in my office. Not a problem. I will meet with you, take as much time as you need, hear everything you have to say. We owe it to our kids to get this. At one point in time, and I hear it over and over and over and over and over, I look at this, people tell me in public and in these hallways, Lanesville was always the best. Lanesville, everybody. That's where we have to get again. There's no advantage of us because it's our children. And that's what we have to look at. So, part of that was really good. Part of the hurts. Part that hurt me the most. My kids are here, my youngest kids, and they absolutely love things. Love their teachers, love their friends. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We moved from midway through last year. They were way ahead. Our rigor wasn't where it needed to be. That comes from us. That comes from the administrators. The teachers teach the daylights out. We work everything out. So if we're going to fix that, we take that, put it on our shoulders, march forward. We will make this better. We'll die trying. One or the other. I appreciate you guys going. We go over this every year at this time. these numbers. I was a little excited because usually nobody's here, so we're here to listen to it this time. Another thing, we heard a little bit about, and I'm getting ready to get done here. We've got a lot to do. But we do have parent-teacher conferences coming up, and I want to thank, we've got several teachers here. The teachers are working with us right now to help be flexible on that time, because what I hear from a lot of parents are, we've got 2 of us in the work, and parent-teacher conferences for the day, and we can't make, we want to talk to our kids' teachers, we can't get off. So our teachers are working with us to try to be flexible on that, try to kind of alter that a little bit, to make sure that everybody has a chance to be there, to meet with their kids' teachers. We moved parent-teacher conferences up from November, because the year was halfway over. Why were we doing it in November? So we moved it up. It's the Monday after Heritage. We went to school that day. It gives us the flexibility to do some things. So I really want to thank our teachers. I know there have been meetings on both sides, and they're working with us. It's, everybody likes their routine, and they like to use my time. But they're working with us to be flexible on it, to make sure that every parent that wants an opportunity to meet their kid's teacher has that opportunity. And if you're a single dad or a single mom, you can't get away from work, you're working an hourly job, but you get off at 4 o'clock. It's beneficial. So I really, really want to thank our teachers for that. This particular, that's pretty much my report. And I want to thank everybody. I know that's a lot of information. If you love statistics and information and numbers, you're really going to love the next 2 board meetings because it's a budget. And that is fantastic.
So
So our PTSD at the meeting. PTSD this year is working on providing snacks and childcare. So if you weren't in the last meeting, there are not snacks and childcare, feel free to come to the next meeting. So in August, we had a couple fund requests for some organizational things for teachers. We also funded $150 to the department for digital music curriculum. And as this is an agency, PTSD comes to the school board would look at funding this in the future as a curriculum.
We've got money, I'm not sure, I don't know if I have it, but we've got security money, integration money. But I don't think that came to us, that would be first for some reason. But we didn't have. But thank you very much.
So our first event for the year, PTSO will sell water and flowers at the Lake Princess Queen contest. And our parent-teacher conferences, we are going to be in 1816 again this year. Last year they provided lunch for all of our teachers that are in the building that day. This year we're going to be doing cost. A little bit easier for the next PTSO meeting is September 4th. You no longer get to speak.
Thank you.
next, public comments, to the items related.
I thought, and sure. I think that's.
I think one of them is the, down there at 62. That,
Speaking of 62, people think that's nothing new with anything here, but it takes many days to find out. The construction we've been waiting on 62 is supposed to start on Friday. Or transportation director, Nick Haynes, talking to CNR. think it's going to be bad. We have to adjust any bus routes. We need to reach out to those people. That has to happen. We'll have to make sure you guys are aware.
That's supposed to start this Friday.
We'll start this Friday.
Yes.
Gary, come up to the mic.
No, I don't do that.
Is it on the agenda? Talks about it.
Well, but if it's question, it's a statement question. And these aren't questions and answers.
Okay. I would like to report and say that I feel like that Dr. Appleton presented, we all understand. It is a, because I don't. I kind of dug into them myself. And if the true driving force is the testing, as you said, there are a lot of people here tonight who are upset about recess being cut and lunchroom changes, some administration changes that have come this year. I think the biggest piece of this is communication. There is no communication that these things are going to happen. For the last 2 years, I've been at board meetings and I've been told how amazing Lakeville's done at state testing. Our I-reads are fantastic. Jeff and Ryan went to Indy, and to receive an award for our I-read, we offer for second graders to take this test. Not only did they receive this award, but they were publicly called out at the award ceremony for being so amazing. And so when these things occur and change, and we are told as parents and community members who have questions and bring these questions, we are told that first it was the teachers saying that they wanted to come and play. And second, it was, well, not second, but in that was that there were too many disruptions, there was too much movement throughout the day, getting kids lined up and outboard class, special, this, that. I don't believe that the teachers have accomplished their common thing like they wanted. I don't believe that we have reduced any of the movement of the classrooms. Other than one reason. My fourth grader came home from school the very first day, and what I thought was going to be such an exciting first day of school, I said, "How was school today?" And I got three of them teachers because she said, "I'm in fourth grade now. I can do your monkey bars," and I went to that school board meeting, the very lengthy school board meeting that she sat at for the board to approve the dog on it. And now I only get one. Also, as a fourth grader, she went from having 10 recess a week. We let out early on Sundays. The fourth grade doesn't get recess. So, for her to see that she came to you all, they put together that commercial. They worked very hard on that project. We all acknowledge how well they did. And the community support behind that was amazing. And that's what she brought home. Not only is that what she brought home, but the fact that none of us had any idea that that was happening. That was a drastic change to every student in the building. Drastic. Not just some kids who, maybe needed to change how they were getting home from school. But every child that affected, and there was absolutely zero communication about it with parents. So we didn't even prep our kids knowing that that was cool. And I think in Lanesville, we value our families, we value our teachers, we value our community, and to lead the community, our parents, and our teachers, to have a conversation, be able to have that. I think that we did a huge disservice to students.
Yeah, take that down to that. We have two other books.
I do know my concerns, but.
Okay, transfer a teacher appreciation grant.
Yes, this is every August for the next school year. It is our teacher appreciation grant. The state gives a lot of money for each school corporation. Teachers that are labeled effective or highly effective get a slice of that money when it comes in. State statute says that highly effective teachers have to get more money than effective teachers. Our teacher appreciation grant is not changing from year to year. It says, if anyone wants to see it, it's the same as it was last year, same as it was this year. We're not changing it at all.
Okay. Question, we have a motion for grant 24-25. Brian made the motion, do we have a second? Second, the chairman, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion is carried. Approval of resignation of Ashley Hilbers at the 7-12 instructional assistant.
And yeah, and this is what she was with us last year, and she did not come back this year. And we worked with her.
Jason, do you have a second? Second, Kara, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion is carried. Approval of the hiring of the new elementary special ed teacher.
Yeah, what we are asking for, to permission to hire. We told that over the last really 3 years, our special education population has significantly changed. We brought in another special education teacher, we shifted our instructional assistant from the high school to the elementary work. Some students that really have some needs that we need to address. We recognize that we still at this point need more bodies in that elementary school work with significant challenges. And for a hundred kids, we need some more assistance. So I'm asking the board to post for an additional special education teacher.
Okay. Ready to come grab there, we have a. All right. David, Kara, do we have a second? Jason, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion is carried.
Before you move on to 12-13, I just want to give some clarification. This is just appropriate that I just mentioned that we have moved from the high school to the elementary school. You see on there a resignation and a hiring. The reason it is the way that it is because we get audited for the state board of accounts. A lot of money is different from the elementary and high school. So we have to show that she left the high school audit money to her elementary audit. That's why you have the resignation and the hiring. Same.
So we're going to do two motions. Brian, check the door, maybe that door is kept hearing all this noise, but it's. I will apologize for that. Okay, number 12, resignation of Reverend Daniel from high school special ed instructions. That motion. Brian made a motion, do we have a second? Second, Sharon, any other discussion? All in favor, Stephen, say aye. All opposed, motion carried. Now we're gonna read Harvard as each special, recommendation comes in special. Motion to do that. Mr. David Herod, we got a second. Second, Jason, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion carried. Okay, approval of Frank Cyrus to special ed, for the, he's a driver for the his special ed. That's Jason, second for Ryan. Frank Walks, we got some, correct?
Yes.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion carried. Okay, approval of the purchase of a new school bus, and I'll let Dr. Apple explain me, for three different bids, and how we didn't really think the lowest, but it's because of the option.
Yeah, we did it. You get bids through several vendors. You can either go through most education center, or this is and education center. So what they do is they go to different companies and give them a list of what you would like on the bus. Different companies have different prices, they have different options, some things are standard, some things they pay for it, some things they don't do. So we get everything, they come back as close as they can for you. We've got a bid from T-Bird, through Cummins International, and then from Thomas. We have our transportation director and his names, looking at what we needed. Three bids. 6,000, 159,000, 161,000. But that middle bus is 159. And the one that had most of what we needed, that we were asking for. So we are asking permission to purchase that bus. What we will do, however, and speaking with them, we will look to take possession of this bus in January, pulling off of the 25 budget. You will see that next month. We will do all that stuff. Reason being, we bought a bus about 2 years ago, essentially the same bus without part, 112,000. We were told that about 140, 145. 145. So we had to go into the state and asking, we got the money to buy it. But asking for additional appropriations for $10,000, we're better off just to get the can down the road and take it. So we don't have to ask the state permission. No, we are keeping them. This is a new bus. We will also talk about that next. But this is not for that. In addition to the run bus for 3 years. Across the country.
We have a motion to approve the bus. Sharon, second. Ladies first. Sharon. Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Carried. Now, if it's okay to do Dr. Apple, I'd like to approve these, all these academic proposals. Please. I guess we do that and then we want to go all the way over to the.
I would just do all of 16 with one lump sum. Addition, do all of 16, and then do all of 17, do all of 18. They're number 50.
Okay. Everybody's here. Just up here, elementary, high school, sports, old habits. Okay, we all know that this is academic, so high school math, co-coach Cynthia Jones. High school math, co-coach Jason Hudson. High school science, Daniel Cox. High school social studies, Al Brown. High school fine arts, Heather Perkins. Junior high spelling, Sherry Gurr. Elementary math, Pamela Colby. Elementary science, Bethany Miller. Elementary spelling, Aaron Hood. Info coordinator, Sherry Gurr. Library, literacy coach, elementary, Liz Shire. Music director, Heather Perkins. National Honor Society, Tracy Lisson. Prom sponsor, Audrey Brown. Also, along with prom sponsor, that's the Carlisle. Renaissance sponsor, Jeff Carlisle. Robotics coach, Bert Granger. Spanish club sponsor, Megan Hodge. Along with student council high school, Megan. Student council high school, Adrian Brown. Student council elementary co-sponsor, Indeed, Corbin. Student council also Paradise. Teacher mentor elementary at Carlisle. Teacher mentor high school at Carlisle. Theater sponsor, Sherry Gurr. Yearbook sponsor, Derek. Jason, we have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carried. Now, number 17, holiday. High school girls basketball sponsorship program. Sponsors, bands, and online. High school volleyball sport. High school volleyball, poncho, man, that's, have a chance to that. So,
That's a fun day too.
really didn't come in dressed up.
It's just like powers up football, where the girls go out and play football. The boys come in on a Saturday and they play volleyball, it's a great for the volleyball team, and they have a flag, so it really is coming fun.
Okay, soccer, selling shirts and hoodies and t-shirts. We have a motion. Ryan, you got a second? Sorry, but Karen, that. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion carried. Okay, now the approval of the following coaches for the 24 school year. Sandra Cruz, the junior high cheer coach, Jean Smart, and volunteers. Soccer coach, Dane Carter, as boys golf coach. James Mars is 8th grade boys basketball coach. Nathan Barney is 6th grade boys basketball. Patrick Tupman is 5th grade boys basketball. David Kerr is girls volleyball. Volunteer, volunteer basketball coach. And Lloyd's girls volunteer basketball coach. Chris Guthrie is assistant baseball coach. Jacob Deardorff is volunteer baseball coach. That's the Temple is volunteer baseball coach. Gabe Gomez is JV baseball coach. And Brandon Second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion carried. Here next, motion. We had an executive session before. We did, we also, this. We also looked at this second. Yeah, and doesn't mean that we interviewed tonight about.
There are two things that I'd like to discuss, or we're gonna finish having been met before. In my old age, I forgot. We met with another solar company, tonight. We are, looking at a solar project here in Lanesville, what it will allow us to do, especially if you know things that are going on. We're 100% electric on this facility, not natural gas at all. We use Duke Energy. Duke is going at 16% increase hike. We pay thousands and thousands, probably $35,000-$40,000 in some months, not about 10. We're looking at a solar project that will keep money in our education fund. We have to transfer money, education operations every quarter. If our utility bills are lower, that means we need more money in our education fund, which means we can spend it on teachers, and we can spend it on students directly. So we're looking to do that if at all possible. And then we talked about last board meeting. I've done a lot of research, talked to a lot of people. There's essentially one company anywhere that does studies for schools on population growth. Several corporations right now are using them. And so in the next week or so, we'll move forward with them on a population study for the Lakeville School Corporation, right, township.
You're right. Also on the solar, depending on what we go with, would be 10 to as much as 15 year.
A project that's
Right, we could say that, so we take that money and not wrap it instead, and take that money and go ahead and just spend it for like, it gives you a lot of information. That's what we would be. And actually, we're thinking about putting it on the roof in space because of, bring up any of if you don't know, land expressions right around here. Have visited other schools that's added on roofs. Okay. Yeah, motion to adjourn. Sharon made it. We have a second. Second, on the way, it's good.